As moms working from home, there are so many places to sit down, and it can feel like we're running a marathon every day between juggling clients, homeschooling kids, and just running errands. It feels like we're probably getting in enough movement. But you're probably sitting more than you realize. And as we've heard throughout the years, sitting can have some seriously damaging effects. So this conversation that we're about to have is going to require coffee. So grab your cup of joe, and we're going to get into sitting is the new smoking. Hey moms, welcome to another episode of the Life Unboxed blog show, where we talk about all things momtrepreneur, from raising your kids to running a business, and the most important, to keeping your sanity. If you are enjoying this content, and I hope you are, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and download the podcast wherever you are listening. As always, I would love to hear any questions that you can't seem to get answered, so go ahead and drop a comment below, and we'll see what we can do about getting them answered. At this point, I think we've all heard how bad sitting can be. There are studies out there that actually call sitting the new smoking. And knowing how bad smoking is for you, sitting must be really bad. But can we really say that sitting is the new smoking? Is this really a comparable argument? So I decided to satisfy my own curiosity, because how bad could it really be? So the facts about sitting. I looked it up, and I will leave links below. So here are some of those facts, and I'm getting this from the Heart Foundation. We sit a lot, in case you didn't know that. More than 25% of adults sit for more than 8 hours a day, which by itself is not a big deal. But add in watching 3 hours of television and an activity level that is less than 20 minutes a day, sitting too long without activity becomes a legitimate health risk. In the study, those who sat the most were at greater risk for diabetes and cardiovascular events. So as moms working from home, there are so many places to sit down. Since it feels like we're running a marathon every day between juggling clients, homeschooling kids, and just doing those everyday things that we have to do, it really does feel like we're running a marathon. It is very easy to think that we're getting in enough movement. So a few years back, my husband and I decided to jump in on the fitness watch trend, and we bought Garmin's. Now, growing up as a kid, I was always into sports. When I lived in New York City, we walked everywhere. So I was very curious to see how working from home changed my movement. And I have to say I was shocked by the results. On an average day, I only walked about 1,500 steps. Now, the recommended daily step goal is 10,000 steps. So I was way off, and I still don't even meet the daily recommended goal. I discovered that I was not moving nearly as much as I thought I was, and it was a shocking reality check. So although the facts mentioned above, the diabetes and cardiovascular events, were shocking, there was one side effect of sitting that was even more disturbing for my vanity. So what could be worse than sitting is the new smoking? I think I've shocked and scared us enough with the facts mentioned above. So what could be worse? Are you ready for this? Can you really handle it? Here it goes. Sitting causes your butt to get wider. There, I said it. I cringe just saying it. After 6 kids, trust me, I do not need any help in this area. But it's true. Sitting at your desk for 8 hours a day changes the shape of your butt. Yes, we can all cry right now. Go ahead. get some coffee, take a drink. So according to an article from insider.com, I'm going to quote from it. When you sit all day, basically what happens is your glutes shut down. Say what? The ripple effect of these muscles shutting down causes your hip flexors to tighten up, and it changes the shape of your butt. The physical effects is back pain, joint pressure, and muscle atrophy. So another side effect of sitting for prolonged periods of time is cellulite. Yay! Because of the lack of blood flow, this causes a loss of collagen and can contribute to more cellulite. And this is according to glamour.com. Again, all of these links I will leave in the description below and in the show notes of the podcast. Enough bad news. I think we are all convinced that sitting all day long is not healthy for us. And some of the side effects are less than flattering. So there is an answer to combat these negative side effects. And I'm sure it's obvious to you at this point. Move more. So you need about 60 to 75 minutes of moderate activity. So moderate activity can be defined as a steady walk. Now I know what you're thinking. How on earth are you going to get in 60 to 75 minutes of any kind of activity? My first suggestion for you is it doesn't all have to be at once. So if you can take a few minutes to go down to walk on your treadmill for 10 minutes during the day and a few different increments, or to get up and do some squats, do that. You don't have to take a whole hour. We're trying to squeeze in all of these things between nap times and homeschooling and juggling clients. So wherever you have 5 to 10 minutes, just squeeze it into that little slot there. I know as a mom, and not just a mom, a working mom, a homeschooling mom, all of these mom hats, like thinking of moving more can make you feel even more exhausted just thinking about it. And you haven't even moved yet. So here are a few ideas to get you up and moving. A standing desk. So for years, I know this has always been the solution. I used a standing desk for over a year. For my 5th pregnancy, I used the standing desk. And when he was a baby, I still used the standing desk. And I have to say the end result of that was actually more pain. I had more pain in my shoulders that I didn't have before I was using the standing desk. I had back pain as well. So it didn't work out for me, but maybe you will have better results. Next is workouts to do at home. And I'm going to leave a link to a list of some of my favorite workouts that I like to do at home. Squats and lunges are really good to counter the effects of sitting. And that's according to insider.com. Because what they do is they help reactivate those glutes. So they're really good targeted exercises to keep your glutes going. So regardless of what I'm doing, if I'm walking or what exercise I'm doing, I should say, I always try to incorporate squats and lunges into my walking routine. So whether I'm outside or even on the treadmill, I'll always incorporate the squats and lunges in. Now, my one caveat is when I do the squats on the sidewalk, I always make sure that I'm at a spot where no one can see me. So I will leave a pin because I did put together a workout. So if you want to visit this article on lifeunboxed.blog, I will have the pin that shows you how I incorporate these different exercises into my walking or running routines. Next, okay, and this is fun. So I want to show you some of these things. Okay, so since the idea really came out of, or the information I should say, really came out that sitting is the new smoking, the fitness industry has jumped on providing equipment to use at your desk. So full disclosure, I haven't tried all of these yet, but I did buy this particular mini exercise bike. So I'm looking forward to testing that out. So here are some of the fitness equipment that you can use at your desk. So they have this mini exercise bike. So basically you sit in your chair, you put it under your desk and you pedal. So like I said, I just bought this one, so I'm kind of looking forward to trying it out. And I do think that these are better than the treadmill desk. I was never too keen on those. So this, I think, would be a better solution, at least for me, to get more movement during the day while I'm at my desk. So the next one is a wobble cushion. Now, I have to say I haven't used this, but apparently it helps to work your core and strengthen your back because you have to, as you're sitting, you have to engage those muscles on this so that you can keep your balance. I might have to go ahead and try this because after 6 children, I can use some help with my core and my back muscles. So the next one is very similar to the bike exercise or the mini exercise bike, and that is the elliptical. So I haven't tried this. I find that these are actually more expensive than the mini bikes. So I'm going to try the mini exercise bike first before I try this one. But you can see you can use it standing or seated. So when I had a standing desk, I also used the Simply Fit board. I think this is just called a balance board now. It's probably an off-brand. But I would stand at my desk and I would twist on the board. So it was kind of fun. I still use my Simply Fit board. I don't know how much good it does, but I really just enjoy doing it. So if you enjoy an exercise, then do it. And so I do like my Simply Fit board where I can just stand there and twist. So there are so many things that you can do to get moving. Remember, the most important thing is to just start. Just start by doing 10 squats every hour. Get up from your desk and whip out those squats. You will be amazed at how quickly you progress when you just start somewhere. So I have to ask, are you shocked by these findings? I know when I first looked up sitting is the new smoking, I was shocked by the most unflattering of these findings, which is it makes your butt bigger. Or did you already know these side effects? What are you going to do to get moving? Do you have any ideas to share with us, moms? I am so glad you joined me today, and I hope this video was as enlightening to you as it was to me. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. If you are listening to the podcast, please share and leave a 5-star review wherever you are listening. I look forward to seeing you again.